movies, more choice. Next, a grand saga of a visionary inventor. Jeff Bridges is starring in this true-life tale from American history. Tucker, the man and his dream. Next. Cinemax will keep you on edge in October with 5 top-notch thrillers.
You haven't had any experience until I've had it too.
They look exactly the same.
You mean to say there's 2 of them?
And share everything. Reality becomes the ultimate fantasy in David Cronenberg's Dead Ringers.
Life sentence.
He broke the law.
Live for what?
And entered a living hell. Brad Davis stars in Alan Parker's unforgettable Midnight Express.
The women of Dublin should be on their guard.
She may be living next to a killer in The Fantasist.
I'm still the guts out of the whole place.
He's planning the perfect heist. And they're watching his every move. Sean Connery and Christopher Walken star in The Anderson Tapes.
I have a job to do.
John Voight risks his life to discover the terrible secret of the Odessa File. More movies, more choice. Cinemax Thrillers in October.
Los Angeles, 1937.
The name's Gittes. I'm a private investigator.
The heat of summer leaves a city desperate for water.
Either you bring water to L.A., or you bring L.A. to the water.
But it's a thirst for power that brings mystery and death.
Middle of a drought and the water commissioner drowns.
Your husband was murdered.
I don't know what you're talking about.
One man searches for answers.
You know what happens to nosy fellows?
To questions that shouldn't be asked.
You may think you know what your deal is. Believe me, you don't.
My father is a very dangerous man.
I think you're hiding something.
I said I want the truth!
This is the craziest, the most insane thing.
Stop!
Jack Nicholson, Faye Dunaway, and John Huston star in a Roman Polanski film, Chinatown. Tomorrow on Cinemax.
Cinemax in October will leave you breathless as the director's chair presents 4 classics from the master of suspense, Alfred Hitchcock.
You gentlemen aren't really trying to kill my son, are you?
Cary Grant is a man on the run,
Don't tell me where we're going. Surprise me.
caught in a deadly web of espionage and mistaken identity.
My fingerprints are on the knife. I'm a car thief, a drunk driver, and I murdered a man for revenge.
In Hitchcock's masterpiece, North by Northwest. Then the fireworks begin when ex-jewel thief Grant teams up with stunning Grace Kelly
I thought you might like to see a real live burglar in action.
in a race along the rooftops of the French Riviera to catch a thief. Next, an innocent man is framed for a series of brutal murders in the nightmarish madness of frenzy. And Tallulah Bankhead leads an all-star cast on a perilous ocean voyage in Lifeboat. It's heart-stopping suspense from Alfred Hitchcock in the director's chair on Cinemax in October.
Don't go away. The late night movie will be right back.
At Cinemax, we've got the film and nothing but the film. No commercials, no cuts. Just all the great stuff that makes a classic a classic. Cinemax. More movies, more choice, more classics.
I'm absolutely terrified by the fact that I'm on the screen all the time. I have nightmares about that.
Jeremy Irons is known for a series of memorable performances on stage, screen, and television. From his roles in such films as The French Lieutenant's Woman, The Mission, Swan in Love, and television's Brideshead Revisited, to his Tony Award-winning performance on Broadway in The Real Thing, Irons has always been an actor's actor. Now in the psychological drama Dead Ringers, he portrays 2 identical twin brothers in another unforgettable performance.
You haven't had any experience until I've had it too. They are mistaken for each other. I mean, they both make love to the same woman without her knowing that they're 2 different men. So they obviously are very similar to look at. I wanted there to be a feeling, as you got to know them better, of difference without being able to put your finger on what the difference is. And we've done that. But basically, the difference between them is their energy levels, I think. And if you play that, it actually makes you different, so your face changes, your body changes, you stand in a different way, you speak in a different way slightly. And I hope that'll be enough.
Aside from the challenge of creating two distinct characterizations, Irons had to deal with a complex array of technical processes to make the illusion of twins a reality.
I was very worried by having whatever it is I do when I act crippled by the technical process of twinning. I mean, film is technical enough anyway. We did a little bit of work with the camera and the twinning process to find out that wasn't overburdensome. It needs considerable technique to keep your timings right. I mean, for the motion control camera, which is the effect created is great. And that is just technical, and you have to be very concentrated. Everybody has to be very concentrated.
His performance as the obsessive and self-destructive mantle twins in Dead Ringers brings Irons into a new territory of film work. Known primarily for his elegant roles in period films, he here shows a much darker contemporary side. It's a creative stretch he is happy to make.
Welcome home, kid.
And as far as playing to a different audience, I'm very pleased. I mean, that in a way is a plus for me on this. I want to, as an actor, try to start playing to different segments of the audience, the ones I've been playing to normally.
I need something to slow everything down.
One is always tight. You're always asked to do what you've just done. Movies are high-risk business, and people who work in movies, in the main, it's a generalization, but in the main, they tend to, if they have a mauve-colored character, they think, oh, let's have him because he plays mauve-colored character, because they've just seen it. So you will always be asked to do what you've just done, and I try constantly to sidestep that if I can. It's very difficult. I mean, I shall never be asked to play a 5-foot Appalachian coal miner, but there are other things for 6-foot Englishmen.
This month on Cinemax.
It was a vision of the future.
Tomorrow, today.
It's perfect.
All we need now is $15 million in a car.
The true story of one man's fight against big business.
In 2 weeks, you're going to be dead and buried by the big three.
From Francis Ford Coppola and George Lucas.
Where is my car?
Martin Landau, Jeff Bridges, Tucker, the man and his dream.
Oh, tiger!
Next on Cinemax.
This man, out of absolutely nowhere, this man appeared. So charming. Not really handsome, but riveting.
I ain't half bad once you get to know me.
He's the everyman's leading man. Jack Nicholson, starring in October on Cinemax.
Who are you, really?
Anybody you want me to be.
I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm just gonna bash your brains.
The Shining. Chinatown.
She's my daughter. My sister, my daughter. I believe you die when you can't stand it anymore.
Ironweed.
Hocus pocus.
And the Witches of Eastwick.
Do you think God knew what he was doing when he created woman?
He's the incomparable Jack Nicholson, starring in 4 of his best.
Here's Johnny.
And catch a double dose of Jack on the last 2 Sundays in October, right here on Cinemax.
Wake up! They're all about you, all around you.
They are safe as long as they are not discovered.
What do these things want, and why are they here?
I don't know what they are or where they came from, but we gotta stop them.
Right. We have been lulled into a trance.
Stay away from me.
Put these on. We're in trouble. The whole world's in trouble.
Mama don't like tattletales.
Look at them, they're everywhere!
From the director of Halloween, John Carpenter's They Live. Tomorrow on Cinemax.
You gave us a try, now hit subscribe. Be sure to YouTube responsibly and hit that like button if you like what you see, because there's plenty of content to come.